Hi, this is PantherInn. Hi, Jackie Doom here to do the commentary track for my documentary in 2025. And this is a documentary for my collection, which is the 2025 Couture collection. The reason I want to do it is I want to make it clear and just so you may know some extra stories except for the documentary itself. So here we start. Yeah, that's my dad. He was fixing the lock. I think that's an interesting way to bring up the thing, cogs and not that cogs. I mean cogs and wheels and some things, some little things behind those huge things that make it work. Yes, that's the title. I was trying to make it really professional, so. Frankly, I really, really love typing things about my ideas to some kind of a chatting apps. So, that's my very first thoughts. So I didn't really lose it. So that's a good way to keep them. Yeah, that's a inspiration from an album. Who's one of my favorite artists, Tang Weiwei, and she has this album of 11 women to us. I think that's a really good way to start. So there's also my story, some women from history. Frankly, that's not really my original order of bringing this woman now. Um, I chose her to be my first start of the documentary thing. Is that I think she's really appealing. She's the closest person I have for this collection. And I think the interview can really just bring us together closely. And something I found really really fun about this part is, did you notice the television sound background there? I didn't really notice that in the first place. I just think that's really annoying and it's too loud. I was you know think of turning them down, so and finally just skip them. It's really fun to give me those such cultural background things. So my grandma, she didn't get good education at her like 10, so she she just can't write when at her age right now. And also I was trying to teach her how to write and how to read when I was about 12 and didn't work, just never worked, for her age. And she was like about I don't know like 60s. So for a person that age, she can never learn something new this big, like writing and reading. So and frankly, I don't like teaching somebody. I feel this a way of patronizing somebody. That's a new word for me. Patronizing means you looking down to somebody. I just hate the feeling. And her name, her name is not really easy one. To really like starter level to write. So that even makes it harder. And I still think her name is really beautiful. It's very special, unique to write. Cause I don't just for those old style names. You don't see them that often this time. And for the reason I want to ask her to write her name is she kind of just lost her name because people just don't call her real name. Instead, they just call her Granny or you know something not really her real name, like grandma. So that's really important to make her a real person instead of somebody's grandma.
对，然后拉下去，对吧？就那个就那个圈儿，再把它拉下去，写到底。
写扁了，写扁。
对的，对的，对的，很对啊。
So for this part, something really interesting about this is like she's kind of just drawing her name out instead of writing them in the proper order.
这底下还吹
我还是能看懂了。还有一个字。
And I still don't know if she really recognized them or she just, know how broadly those characters are.
第一个就是这个东西。
谢谢两分呢，是吧？
先写这个横。
是的。
先选一横，然后在这个横上写2个竖。
给我回来。
Since I'm the editor and everything behind the documentary, I just found it so painful to put those captions. I don't really understand how those translation should be. I just found it really hard to make it right, make it accurate. So I basically don't want to do this again, frankly. Even if I'm doing this, I'm just doing in one whole language, not just with the translation thing.
这就是写了的啦。
对，像个人一样。
I really love talking to my grandma. It's like it's not some kind of talking to children, like the starter level of language. Is like she understands so much more than I do, but she doesn't know what I know, and she knows what I don't know. So it's not like talking to children, but there's still some similarity because she doesn't know the language I was using. The young language that people are usually talking with the young language. Some words, maybe some other foreign language we used to use in our Chinese speaking, but we're not aware of using them. So you kind of need to translate those while talking to your grandma. And I found this really interesting, shaking.
你妈妈。
他说这个绳子是。
And her name is really about the cultural. It's what people grow in the land.
他12分的生的。这就是12分的是看芙蓉开花，这就叫芙蓉节。
太心肺。
当然是心肺了。
Something similar in the Western culture is women, when they get married, women kind of just lost their surname because their children were given to their husband's surname. So her surname is, nobody's still following her surname anymore. Not my mom, not my uncle, who is my mom's brother. So that's more important to memorize her real name.
我看他们上海的这种是。
上海也都不。对
对，那你们以前做衣服也是这样子吗？
以前就是自己的木屐子织布。
As for this part, because I was really wanted to use those, narrow traditional hand weaving fabrics, which I kind of didn't really make it what I want.
他到底没有吃。我说我这样一干，2干就可以。
I really bought those narrow rolls of fabric.
那也就只有这么宽。
可能只有这么宽，我干。差不多。
那这么窄怎么做衣服呢？
这么窄它缝啊，搞几子缝啊。
那就假如说前面它要左右2片，就分成2片嘛。
它好搞几子缝拢啊。
那做出来会很硬啊，我看那个布都很硬。
你肯定硬了，开始穿的时候硬的那细啊，它非得这个蟒头那大了。
洗了就会软一些吗？
洗的就软的，洗的软的，然后穿的就舒服了。冬天穿的就暖和。夏天穿的就有点滑。
对啊。
它就有点硬的。
那里面怎么夹棉的？可以就过冬嘛？
Yeah, that still exists
就穿单衣。
in even modern time, even 2020. There's still people doing this but they're just making them into some crafts like purse or some little handmade things, but not clothes, I think.
一个穿的就舒服。它要绑着要洗。
I just want to apologize that I sometimes just don't know what to say and I just keep silent and just please forgive me. Yeah, for this cotton pack, I don't know if I translate it right or not. I don't know, because she was saying making some cotton into some kind of pack thing, so she can use it for making threads out of it, I think.
就搞那个大绒包。大绒包就是一个棉花一个织布一个老布，这个好大的绒包。
Yeah, it turns a little bit emotional for here right now after the interview. I don't know if you enjoy this or not, but yeah, that's a way to make it my personal style. So that's the time we visit her during the winter of 2025. I think that was January, I think. And I really love this artist of this piece of music, and his name is The Caretaker, I think. He makes a lot of great music for those nostalgia styles, which is kind of my style. So yeah, enjoy. Oh, by the way, this house is not really hers. It's my uncle's, and which means her is my grandma's other son, my mom's brother. That's the other part. I was really trying to make this look like an art video. Because I visited a museum with this video arts, which was quite long. I think that was like an hour long, and that's pretty much just things with the camera, and the artist went into a supermarket or somewhere or just somewhere in the street, and I think that's he or she captured some just random places of the the living environment like supermarket or the streets, and some fun objects in the street with a label on, and I just found it really interesting because the way the video arts present is the artist just like distorted, making them into textures instead of a real touch of what we usually see. So that inspired me to do something similar like this. Instead of a real picture we see from what we see. So I just distort them into those triangular shapes, and yeah, we see more like the texture of it instead of the real objects. in this audition, in this audio, I record them myself and I just edit them together, make them a whole thing. And if you can notice that the volume is secretly increasing, and there are so many tracks and put them together, so they're kind of just blending finally, and the volume goes crazy at the end. So those pieces of music are particularly played in the Spring Festival, which just in celebration of the Spring Festival, because some of them are really cultural special with those lyrics and tones and everything, and they're pretty much really old, and people I think some of the people don't like them because they're cheesy. I think back to May 15th. Is that the date? No, no, see, I don't know. Some days around it, like May 15th. There was a Pratt design show, which should include my video arts in it, but they just remove it for some reasons. I don't know. There should be my video arts playing here at the fashion department, somewhere in the corner, which is this part of the documentary. Frankly, I wanted to put the 50 minutes one, like the addition of the 50 minutes of part of my documentary, but they asked me to decrease it down to 5 minutes, so I upload this part. I just love supermarkets so much because they're so real, they're so lifelike. You can see meats, you can see all kind of foods and necessities. So so back we're in New York City right now. I just love the street performance, and he was playing my favorite piece of music. And I give him money. I think that's $5 or I don't know. After he finished it, or maybe yeah, he didn't finish it, and I paid him. That's kind of awkward to pay them. I don't know. It's not really my style. Frankly, I don't know what the reason I want to put this piece here is. I don't know. Maybe the reason is I start from here, and yeah, it's like backward streaming of my life. For this clutch, I am not really big fan of making clutches. But I think it's really fun to put the process here because I was very inspired by the silhouette of what I made here. So and here again the caretaker, the music artist. And yeah, but there's for this one I really should have make it complete, but I just didn't and throw them away at the end. Yeah, luckily we have the videos we took here, so yeah, it's not that bad, isn't it? For that pen and paper is so fucking unique because I never have this fucking long pen and paper to use because that really just customized for what I'm using the fabric for. Yeah, you need to make some more to locate them correctly so you can really using them as you plan to. It's, it's quite satisfying, isn't it? So for those people who don't really know our school, this is the final year of my um, fashion studying Pratt Institute, and we have fittings almost every week, and those model, I mean just one model came here, maybe two models each week for the fitting for our student designers. Did you see the alarm of the drill? I didn't even notice when I'm editing it. Yeah, so there's a laser cutting off my school lab, and I just cut some letters out of the fabric, and I hand sew to this plastic bag. I really should have used some different colors. So I those letters just blend in into the red plastic bag. Another model walking. I still want to talk more about the plastic bag, as that's kind of my favorite, you know, part of the for this look, because I just love the idea of turning something to turning some ordinary thing into something not really ordinary, like a plastic bag. Because plastic bag are made of plastic, but I instead for this one I used fabric for the plastic bag, so I just found it really interesting of mimicking those ordinary objects. And I also put those letters on it, which I really used the same font of "Thanks for shopping with us." Yeah, I was really thinking of putting that jacket on this look. I just found it's too much. It's covering what I really want to show, so I just remove it at the end. That day was nightmare because there will never be enough time for me to do the whole thing, to do what I really want. Because I literally just had 2 hours for it, and I have six looks. and I still want to do some kind of, the more things than just lookbook or, line sheet, because that's just the whole point of making this photo shoot that day, just making a line sheet, which means I only need front, side, and back. And I met some classmates, and they just doing it really, really quick. They just came and stand there and taking photos with their phones, and they walk away. We just took them like 10 minutes. Yeah, it could be forever. So for here, we were arranged of 6 models, and we have 5 looks on it, including a finale looks, and we kind of just crisscross those models into our looks and see which model fits the best of our look. So yeah, here's the model walking of the fitting day in this Manhattan campus of Pratt Institute. Yeah, that's also my very first time to go here. Yeah, that's very, very professional process. Model fits and they walk to another room for those photo shooting and those photo shoot will be printed out later for the runway backstage. And we were not allowed to take them away. Okay, the second one. I will start with a kind of short video thing. That market was around my home in Chengdu, which is the city I grew up in, and yeah, still my favorite city. I just really, really familiar with this place because I literally grew up in this area, in this neighborhood. And strangely, this place is not really nice place, not very beautiful, decent place, but it just gets really popular recently. I don't know what reason. Maybe it's for its delicious foods. Don't know. And I don't know if you can tell from those bunch of photos or not, because they're from New York City, from Chinatown. And the previous parts are from my city, from Chengdu, China. Did you see the similarity? That's where I bought the fabric for Lady Butcher. And there was a really funny thing about the mannequin is that was I don't think many people are using it, and that one is I don't know because I'm kind of broken, and it was super heavy. I think that'll be like 10 kilometer, and it just fall down all the time when I'm using it, so I have to put it against the wall. And that was still the muslims level of what I want to do. Yeah, this is more like a zero waste project for me. Because for right now, you can see that I basically just safety pin everything before I really cut or really sew it. And this is I think that's the letter stitch. Even though I don't really know the name before I made this, that still work. Yeah, for my college, that curvy model don't really come, and I think they're only available 4 times, maybe less than 4 times per semester. Means they only come like less than 4 times um every 4 months. So yeah, it's really limited time to get access to them and see how they really fit on the real person. That was totally different than the real person, than the mannequin. So here's another video art that I made for the character, the shadow. So she is a really quiet woman. She is a prostitute and sex worker at the time, like in 1930s, and she is definitely a fictional character for me, but you can definitely see some kind of real features of her from a lot of films, novels. So to really express her characteristics in her, I just made the movie, not really a movie, like a short video of this. Like I just taking videos of the shadows that I saw in the street. Yeah, that'd be really fun to see how only the silhouettes of those objects or people are here instead of see how the objects are real are. So since she's really a fictional character, so I don't really want to draw a clear line of her like how she really was. So definitely that would be more like conceptual work for me to do, like those video arts. And at the first, originally, I really want to project this video while we're doing the photo shoots of line sheet or something. Yeah, that's more like a creative look, but for me, or I don't know, like editorial shoot for me, but that doesn't work because of the time, and also the projector doesn't work that well. So yeah, it's a shame for me. And I always inspired by Wong Kar-wai, and his work is like that, and it's more like it's like an art, even though that's a commercial film. They love to do this slow motion thing, and just they're walking, they're running, even though we cannot really see what's going on there with the slow motion thing. That's such a inspirational for me. So the most thing I love about his work is the cameraman. Definitely not really about the plot itself. It's the cameraman, and his name is Christopher Dolly. I don't know. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce his name. But anyway, you know that. So mostly his style supports Wong Kar-wai, the director's style, very much. So most of the time when people talking about director, they're mostly talking about the filming style, which just annoys me all the time. But I was saying that mostly is the cameraman's style, not the director's. Because when the director changed, the cameraman and every crew of the film, they just change everything. And literally, that's the way of walking home. Oh, that's me. I'm just taking the video. And I think it's really, really fun to watch it because even though I've watched it, I've walked home for so many times, I still don't know how those shadows should be like when I'm walking. Yeah, it's changing because of the lamp's positions, and some others shadow can be really fun to watch. So for this look, I mostly want to make it into black and white. You know, the colorful film wasn't invented before, I think it's 1950s. So yeah, that's my impression of that time. For this one, I want to use black tulle for the most of the dress. But yeah, it's not a choice that I usually choose because I just hate, lightweight fabric all the time. But for this one, just want to challenge myself. That was my original thoughts, my earlier thoughts. Yeah, for that one, I just want to bring the concept of wrinkle myself, like when you wear a dress or some other clothes and you sit down for a long time and they're just a wrinkle you made yourself. So yeah, that's the very original concept of this look, but yeah, it changes. Yeah, that's the weight. That's the weight you can put on your dress to make the drapery shape, and yeah, it doesn't work either. So something just keeping changing when I'm pushing myself further. Isn't that good? I just accidentally filmed that. It's really, really nice to see the flow and maybe this way.
You okay?
Actually, I kind of regret of the choice of model because she, she kind of, cause of her skin, kind of just, doesn't work with the black. It's all darker color, and I don't know, cause somebody told me not to. But I don't think that's a really big deal, cause yeah, that work. So here's my favorite part, cause yeah, she's the very starter point that I made, and yeah, she's my favorite. She's very controversial. And that videos I took in the Shanghai History Museum, it's a perfect match of my theme. They'll make some kind of silly animation of explaining how things really were, invasion and of the of those countries. And a really good time. So the reason I want to choose interviewing is I want to see how people really what people opinions of those things I want to make. Cause if I want to make this, I definitely want to let people know it's not my personal opinion of that. It's how people commonly sees and how people commonly thoughts of those history facts. So the horse. That was my friend's house outside. The street wasn't that busy. Yeah, I think she still doesn't finish it. Finish the novel that I gave her. Yeah, that novel. Because my friend, she studies in the literature, so I think she might very love reading the novel. And yeah, and then she also loved the writer herself, so I think this is a perfect match for her to start this chapter, Yoshiko. And but for me, um, I knew this film, I knew this novel by watching the film. So basically, just the same as the novel itself. So I just love this part because I am such a big fan of Charlie Chaplin, and his film is mostly of like this style and satire and comedy. And definitely that's my choice to make it not that serious, because that's my purpose. Don't make it like a satire meeting. Yeah, frankly, I'm not the person who loves to start with sketching and drawing and illustrating, visualize everything. I prefer um physical stuffs like samples and fabrics and you know some protos. So that's really not the way I used to work with. Yeah, but it works. It works very well. I think the first, the starter process of making this garments was very important because it's the silhouette and how I want the clothes to be is very precise. I need, I need it to be very precise, very accurate, expressed. So yeah, it's a very unique way of for me to work this out because it's really my first time to work with model for that long. Because just before the senior year, we don't really have a chance to get access to fit real models instead of just classmates and friends. So they're not really models, and there are huge difference between a real model and just regular persons. Because that's the reason they're models, right? Oh, for this one, I really want this to curve that well, but yeah, I just didn't work this out at the time, so I was trying to fit this. Yeah, seems right. I'm distorting everything at the time. I was trying to make it naturally curved. Yeah, that's why I chose to include the wire later. To be honest, it's a little bit painful to look back at this time. It's just took me so long, the whole year to work on the whole collection, and it's not easy. The pattern, I just don't like the pattern. I hate it so much. The top, I really think I should make it more, well made, and this isn't what I'm really satisfied with. But anyways, the point is the coat is not the top, the inside of the coat. So yeah, doesn't matter. And I was saying this is like a Spider-Man. And I still think so. I mean, it's good to chat with your friend about their ideas, and yeah, they sometimes can just give you some other opinion. Outsider opinion is very important. So this is a little demonstration of using vinyl on the top of it, and it finally doesn't work that well. And I do love the idea. Maybe the next time I will um use this kind of vinyl instead of the gray one I finally used, because the transparent clear one is, you know, less obvious. It's more organic looking for me. So yeah, it really works well for this one, but that's not what I'm looking for. So yeah, the field, I don't like it. And if there is somebody asking me, will I miss the time working as a senior, I would say no, no, definitely not. I'm not going to miss this because it's too painful. It's torturing. This took so long, you know, a whole year for those looks, and yeah. But that would be good to, you know, record them, to take photos of, you know, everything around you, and yeah, so you still have something to look back at. This is my favorite ring, by the way. Sometimes I just love something I didn't really spend much time on. I just don't know why. Especially the ring. I just love the ring so much. And I find it's really easy to make it into a commodity, make something that people can easily buy instead of those clothes that would be extremely expensive. And for this look, I definitely spent the longest time on it. Um, I would say the entire summer and a few months, I don't know, of the senior year. Yeah. Yeah, you see, I was trying to take photos of my professional camera, and that works just the same as my phone. I'm not a, you know, professional photographer, and I wish I can. Yeah, that's the heat press machine we have at Pratt Institute, and yeah, I just love it. I just love it so much. Yeah, we definitely have two machines, and that one works the best with the vinyl thing. Yeah, you can see that the vinyl definitely changes from the beginning, and the pants, the shorts too.
I think it's
Wow, great! I'm so happy to see it finally out of models for runway. You know. Okay, we need to do the weight down with the glasses. Oh my god, the glasses. I definitely love the glasses, but they persuade me to take this off, and I just okay, whatever. I don't care anymore. It's over. Yeah, so here now the same. We're just choosing the perfect model for the perfect look. I literally just put looks on almost every models I have. Okay, the next one. Next one is the Emperor Puyi. Honestly, that music, I didn't choose the music. It's with the video itself. It's sort of funny. And I chose that music instead. And for so far, I the real character that I chose, they are kind of controversial too. The spy, the female spy Yoshiko, and the last emperor Puyi, you know, they're kind of the symbol of. Yeah, we will talk about this later with my interviewee. He will say that. So the reason I chose him as my interviewee is he's Manchurian, and he was born in North, and he also talked about his grandfather. I can't remember right now, but he says something about his grandfather's living background and something about that history. Mm, yeah, I know. It's definitely about the Los Emperor and the fallen country. So,
我对他的服饰特征的认知反而不是像传统的满族皇帝的服饰一样，因为他继位的时候才6、7、5、6岁吧，我记得，然后他退位的时候也就。
so I think that's definitely a combination of cultural differences, like the traditional Eastern culture and Western culture. So that's the reason I um created a suit for him, like oversized suit for him.
包括他会学讲英语什么的，也是。你觉得性格特征呢？
性格特征
好像也没有很强的性格。
他也没什么特别强的性格特征，自满自大，然后懦弱，这是我能想到的。
So I don't know if I talk about this before or not. I want to express my everything, my characters through a human gesture level, cause that's people really are. You can definitely tell their personalities from how they stand, how they walk, how they sit. So the same thing, gestures, their movements. You can sing from their costumes, from their clothes, from their what they're wearing. For this look, I didn't really change the design of it from the beginning, but just the top. I think I changed some ideas about the top, but the coat I didn't really change it from the beginning with the oversized shoulders and those drop down lapel collars, and yeah, everything's like oversized for him. So I just love the idea, like how and a coat for adult, and I put on a child. Like everything is oversized for the child, and just like the Los Emperor, because as we talked before, he became the emperor when he was 6. No, I don't think the 6. I remember that's third. When he was 3. It's a bit awkward to see me in the video. Oh my gosh. Well, for this part, I was really trying to put the materiality in this look, but it doesn't work because I was trying so hard to stretch it in the bias way, but it just doesn't work that well with the muslin. Definitely, I don't know why I'm working so hard on the muslin, like my professor's showing me the roundness of the shoulder. That's my home point of making this.
See how straight that color is? And yours is quite curved. It has to be much straighter.
So the pants and the pants. I was also trying to make it really look like a traditional way of creating a pants with almost like triangular shapes. Yeah, I think that works in the end. Yeah, that is a bought pleated fabric. It's just there's so many people ask me if I press this or not. I mean, no, I bought it, and this is the leather stitch again. I just love it so much. But that just took me so long to work this out because this the actually machine sewing. I need to work. I need to fight and work with the tension of the sewing machine. Just is killing me. And I do love the result it turns. The finally, I think that works really well. But definitely I can't wear that. It's too long. And I wish I could wear that. Well, the same thing. I also want to put the idea of wrinkles on it. So I want to make wrinkles intentional on my fabric. Even though that's a brand new one, it still has some intentional wrinkles. I think that's really fun. Because I want to make it to look like some clothes from 100 years ago. Like you just put in there on the bottom of your chest forever. So yeah, I think that's really fun to play with. And this is still the proto, but yeah, it's my favorite proto forever. And because I just make the wrinkles so perfect. Like I wash it, I um put it there, let it dry naturally. Yeah. It just works so well with the muslin, but not my kind of fabric. So I just kind of cancel that idea finally. That's that is an accident. So the top is also my favorite one because it's so simple and so elegant. Yeah, I also want to combine the wrinkles idea in the sleeves, but yeah, I finally just remove every wrinkles in this look. Yeah. Um, Maybe if I choose a different fabric for this look, it just turns better, I think. Ah.
You could just free walking. I don't want
I
to
was
go
found so awkward to look back. Oh my gosh. If, yeah, I really don't care about how she walked, cause that's the way I can definitely imagine. Yeah, it works so well finally. So as you can see, this is the final runway show, and I literally spent a whole day in that space. I think I was there. I arrived here at like 8:30, and I left here at, I don't know, like also 8:30 p.m. So I definitely spent more like 12 hours at that space. The name is called Powerhouse in Brooklyn. It's not very far, and that that for that runway I invite my family member and my sister to there. This reason I spent so long on it because we have two runway shows to work with. One is for family members and some of the professors, like that would be 2 p.m. and the other one is for the people, the industrial people working for the fashion industry. Yeah, that would be okay. So that's the end of the documentary thing. Thank you, thank you. I just want to thank you for everybody who was in the video, who helped me, and also my family, my mom and dad. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for watching this.